Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of FTB Inventions. And in today's episode, I think we're going to try and set up a basic ME system. Nothing super complicated, just essentially a basic ME system, pretty much just for storage and auto crafting. Nothing super complicated with automation or anything like that. I mean, come on, it's only episode 4, I think, or something. I think it's episode 4. So, a little early to be getting into really complicated ME system stuff. But a basic ME system would be a really good thing to have. Also, last episode, I was wrapping up and the server restarted right then, and I was watching back and looking at the logs and stuff, and you guys were probably screaming in the comments. I can see it now. The video hasn't even come out yet at the time of this recording, and you guys were probably just having a conniption over how I was not paying attention to the server restart. But we did get the improved windmill onto our little house. It is hooked up. It's not actually, it's generating power, but the power is not actually being stored in any way right now. So, I think that's the other thing that I want to do. And I think I actually want to do that first. So let's take a look here at storage cells. I'm basically looking for something. Obviously we've got our energy cell options here, but I feel like there's some other stuff as well. Let's just look at energy. Tech Reborn, Centrifuge. I feel like there was energy unloaders. Let's maybe search for storage. I thought there was... Oh, no, that's Router Reborn. Let me look through the mod list. Let me look through NEI here and see what I can find out, and I'll come back with you in just a second. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Advanced generators, the basic power capacitor. I kind of want to try this out. I know there's also the basic capacitor from Ender.io, but I kind of want to take a look at this one. So let's just see. We would need iron frames. Those are easy to make. Okay. Basic capacitors from Ender.io, also very easy to make. And then the redstone iron wiring, that's also pretty easy to make. And this thing will hold 1,000,000 RF. So I'm thinking maybe that's the way to go. Let's take a look at the advanced one real quick. That's a little more than I'm willing to get into. I think we'll go with this one, just the basic power capacitor. Wow, talking today. Anyway, so let's grab some stuff for that. There we go. So we'll put that there, and this guy here. And not connected to a valid machine. I feel like I should have made a different thing. Oh, man. All right, well, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll make the capacitor bank from Ender.io, this guy, and then I think I'm also going to go ahead and make a alloy smelter from Ender.io, which is just this, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright guys, I am back. So our basic capacitor bank is filling up at, looks like about 25 RF per tick. So that's not bad. That's pretty good actually. I do want to go ahead and I think we're going to put our alloy smelter right here. In fact, so this thing will be powered by the windmill, which I think is a pretty good idea. I also need to get some slabs up in there so we actually have a floor. That might be helpful. There we go. I think that'll be enough, right? Yeah, I just need 9. Okay, so let's get our floor in here. Sorry, Torch, you are in a inconvenient location. There we go. And then we'll just put a torch here and here, I guess. But that way this thing will start filling up with what we need. And it'll take it'll take 20 RF per tick. This thing generates 25 RF per tick, so it works out pretty well. Now, I think the next step is, now that we've got that done, we should look into getting into a basic ME system like I talked about at the start of the episode. So let me just get some stuff organized here, and actually, let's turn you back into an ingot. There we go. Oh, and Tech Brew slept for me. Thank you, Tech Brew. I appreciate that. So, the first thing that I want to make is this guy, a charger. And we've got iron ingots, and then I need fluix crystals as well. Now, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I've done this, so I may be wrong. But if I remember correctly, to make a fluix crystal, you take a water bucket. There we go. You take a piece of redstone, a piece of regular quartz, and then charged Certus quartz, and you throw it in there, and it will spit out 2 fluix crystals for you. And then we can use that to make the charger, so we can make more charged Certus quartz relatively easily. So, it's like that. There we go. That gives us the charger. And then we got to hook this thing up to some power. So, this thing does not take a lot of power. It takes a very, very, very small amount. So I'm thinking we'll just put it right here and do it this way. And then I got to make a ton of Certus quartz, charged Certus quartz. So let's grab all of the Certus quartz that we currently have. Let me grab one of those leadstone flux ducts. And then I get to do the grindy thing for a little while. So we'll put our leadstone flux duct here. This thing will fill up relatively easily. It does accept RF power. Luckily, I think it's actually one of the few machines from Applied Energetics that actually does accept RF. So that's good. And then we can just basically put this stuff in. It takes a second. And then, after a little while, it will convert instead into a charged Certus quartz crystal. And there we go. See, we're up to 5. This takes a little while, though, so I'm going to do this for a bit, and I'll come back to you in a sec. All right, guys, I am back. So I've got 11 charged Certus quartz crystals. I think that'll be enough for what I need right this very second, at least. There's my nether quartz. So I'm going to make some more of these fluix crystals. We'll just toss all of that in there. Not all of it's, obviously there's a lot more stuff there than what I need, but there we go. So that gets us 22 fluix crystals, and that should be enough at least to get us on our way with this ME system. So one of the first things I'm going to need to make is an energy acceptor so that I can run my ME system off of RF power instead of specialized Applied Energistics power. So for that I need iron ingots, I need a fluix crystal, and then I need quartz glass. And to make quartz glass, I can use... stop clicking on the wrong thing. Here we go. I use regular glass, and then I need quartz dust or Certus quartz dust. I have a lot more nether quartz than I do anything else. I should also check. Does that by any chance have... No energy exchange value. That's too bad. That's okay, though. So what we're going to do is we'll take, I think, 35 nether quartz, and I'll just throw that here into the pulverizer, and then we'll just disable this side to make sure that it doesn't end up anywhere else. Oh, wow, that pulverizes way faster than I expected it to. Cool. I'm not going to complain about that in the slightest. I also want to get my hands on a bit more glass. So let's just grab a stack of glass. There we go. That should be enough. And then let's make ourselves some quartz glass. Beautiful. Okay, and I'm just going to let that finish going. But we've got everything there, and now I think we should be able to make this energy acceptor. So we'll make that. Next, we need to make an ME drive, which is this thing, and this is where stuff gets a little complicated. So, before I can really get into doing all this, I need to find myself the presses from Applied Energistics, and that could actually take a while, because I don't know where any of them are, and given that this is a server, we could have a little bit of an issue there, because it's quite possible that a lot of the meteors that you find out in the world have already been picked through. So maybe what I'll do is I'll hit up TechBrew and I'll see if he has the ability to duplicate the presses and see if he can hook us up. So I'm going to talk with him, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, guys, I am back. So TechBrew informed me that you actually don't have to go find meteors in this pack. You just essentially craft the presses. I do, however, need a rolling machine for that. So let's take a look at the rolling machine. That would be... Oh, you can use the... I wonder if I can use the Railcraft one instead of just the Tech Reborn one. I'm going to go for the Railcraft one because I know it runs on E on RF, and I don't think the Tech Reborn one does. So we're going to try the Railcraft rolling machine. Hopefully that will work. I may be completely off base here. Well, hold on. Let's take a look at the presses again. Because we've got... No, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. All right, so let me get one of these made up. I got to make some pistons and some other stuff, and I'll come back to you in just a sec. All right, so we'll put our 4 iron blocks in here, and then I'll put nether quartz in first. So first we'll make the calculation press. Really, there's actually a total of 5 presses if you include the name one, but I don't need that one, especially since we can make our own. The named one, if I remember correctly, is used for creating other presses or something like that. I don't remember. It's been a really long time since I've played around with Applied Energistics. But there we go. And then finally, the silicon press. And that gets us all 4 of the presses we need. There we go. Awesome. Now, the next thing, now that we have our presses, in order to make just about anything, I need an inscriber. So, let's take a look at the inscriber here. Inscriber. That's not... Here we go. Whatever. It's this thing. So I'm going to need sticky pistons, iron again. Okay. I think that's all pretty doable as long as I have slimes. Come to think of it, I don't know that I actually have any slimes. Have I killed any slimes whatsoever? And where would I put... Aha. Okay. That could be problematic. Can I make slime? From slime blocks, centrifuge, slime balls. Let's take a look at sticky pistons again. See if there's a way to make them without... Ah, rubber! That will totally work. Rubber I do have. So, we can just use that. Fantastic. Okay, so let me get the inscriber made, and I'll come back in just a sec. Alright guys, I am back. So, I think we're good to go. I think we've got everything we need. Now, one thing that I have learned from the admittedly limited time that I have spent with Applied Energistics is that if you don't automate the inscriber, it is a massive, massive pain in the behind. So we are going to automate the inscriber pretty much for our own sake so we don't lose our mind trying to get this thing all done and ready to go. So we will put the inscriber here, and then essentially we're going to put chests on each of these 3 things, like so. And then I believe if I put redstone in here, no, that puts redstone into that slot, which is not what we want. Oh, it's still doing the thing. Here we go. What about redstone into here? Top doesn't go anywhere. Left goes also into the center. I thought... Maybe I'm completely off base on this. I thought there was a way. I thought each side went to a different slot on the presser, or on the inscriber, I should say. Let's experiment in a different way. Let's put the inscriber down here, and we'll put into the back. Redstone? No, that still goes into the middle. I mean, ultimately, what's going to go in there, like if we're making just about anything, any of these chips, hold on, applied, here we go. I mean, basically, if we're making like any of these circuits, if I remember correctly, they're all pretty straightforward. I mean, really, we could just do the one. Now, does it take... If I put this guy here, and we do this, and then plop that guy here, and say we put our silicon press in here, and our regular silicon in here, this thing will start filling up. And then it'll spit out printed silicon. But it looks like the printed silicon does not exit on its own. I know there's a way to do this. I just don't remember exactly what it is. And it's been so long. But for the time being, I guess this will work. Okay. And now I think pretty much all that we have left that we need to make is the actual storage cells, the interface, and a couple other minor things. So, next, let's take a look at storage cells. And we're just going to go, I think, 4Ks? 4Ks or 1Ks? I mean, ultimately, we need 4 1Ks for... Oh, I just realized I don't have... Do I have more Certus quartz? I do. I have a little bit. Ugh. Okay. I think we'll be okay. Yeah. We'll be fine. We're not going to fill this whole drive. I just want to get the drive up and running to end before this episode is over. So, in here, we'll go like this. Oh. You go in... No? No, why... No, you... Oh, stop. Go. Oh, that's right. Because I need to actually make it into a circuit. As I said, guys, cut me some slack. It's been probably a good year. Well, maybe not a year. It's been a long time since I've played around with applied energistics. The logic, I believe, is the one we needed, right? Yes, logic processor. Okay. So we're just going to make a couple of these. Probably 2, I think, will be enough. At least for starters. So logic, and we really only need 1 of these per thing. So there we go. Let's just make a couple. And then we should have everything we need to make the next thing, which is this. And this will be the actual logic circuit itself. So there's 1 and 2. And then let's see, what else do we need to make here? We need the terminal. ME crafting terminal, this thing. So I'm going to need a calculation processor. I'm going to need... Man, there's so many steps. That's all right. So I think basically the final thing that I need to make is this ME crafting terminal. And then... Isn't there another one as well, or is it just the craft? I think it's just the crafting terminal. Pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm going to need an ME terminal. So we'll need 1 more of these guys for that. And it looks like... Ooh, can I make that? Fluix dust. I'll have to make more Fluix crystals, but I can. And then it looks like the formation and the annihilation core each require a logic processor as well. So, all right, let me get to crafting some of this stuff up, guys. I'll come back to you in just a little bit. All right, guys, I am back, and I have hit a little bit of a snag. maybe my memory is just failing, but I don't remember pure Fluix crystals being used as a common thing. But in order to make one of the things I need, specifically one of the crafting terminals, you can see here, in order to make the calculation processor, I need a pure Certus quartz crystal, which is basically made by combining a Certus quartz seed and sand, and throwing it in, and then it grows, and it grows super slowly, unless I make crystal growth accelerators. And crystal growth accelerators are also not super easy to make either. I need a bunch of these Fluix blocks, which I think I could probably pull off. I would need 4 of them. We might still be able to do this, come to think of it. I think we'll be okay. That means, let's see, I need 4. So if I throw, and each one requires 4, so I think if I throw 8 Certus quartz crystals, wow, I am quickly running out of things. If I throw 8 Certus quartz crystals and make Fluix crystals with them, I think I'll have everything I need to make 4 crystal growth accelerators, just so we don't have to wait forever for those seeds to grow. Because if without them, they take quite literally like 8 hours of in-game time, of real-life time, or something insane like that. So we don't want to do it the old-fashioned way. But that means I have a bunch of crafting and grinding and things to do, so let me get to it, and I'll come back to you shortly. Alright guys, I am back. So I did go ahead and make 4 crystal growth accelerators. So now we're going to try and hook these things up. And I think what I'm going to do is we're going to put a leadstone flux duct here. And I'll put my low voltage wire connector up here with this coil connecting up there, so that thing's still connected. But then I'm going to run an energy acceptor to here, and we're just going to have like a little temporary setup right here, I think, for these growth accelerators, because if I remember correctly, they need power. And it has to be, yeah, there we go. See how they're online now? That one's not. Why is that one not? That one should be. That's all right. We'll just, oh, hey, don't go back there. This is ugly, but it will work. Or maybe not. Oh, I see what the problem is. The problem is that thing wasn't facing properly. There we go. So actually, this can come to right there, and it should work fine, and then we can put our spruce leaves back the way it's supposed to. All right, so then we throw this here. Now, these will accelerate the growth of crystals. This is not, and I mean, obviously, as time goes on, in fact, very shortly, we're going to change this so that it's not so hideously but ugly, because it's in a terrible location right now, and it's in the way, and it looks terrible. But in the meantime, this will do the trick for us. So, let's grab, let's see. I needed pure Certus quartz. So, Certus quartz dust and sand. Certus quartz dust is made with this. Sand is over here. So, I'm just going to pulverize a little bit of Certus quartz, like 2 of them, I think. And we'll grab those. That'll make 4 of these seeds. And then we'll throw them in here. And it doesn't actually show us how far along they are. But they do move way faster with these 4 crystal growth accelerators. As I said, without them, it would take an insanely long time. We can jump in here and see how they're doing. So 16% already, not too bad. But anyway, I'm going to let those go for a bit, guys, and then I'll come right back to you. Alright, guys, I am back. So we've got our pure Certus quartz crystals, And I think we now have just about everything we need to make our very simple AE system. So let's just double check. We need a calculation processor, so I'm going to have to make a couple of these guys. Not a big deal. I'm actually going to go ahead and destroy this little setup just temporarily so that I can put some of this stuff back, like that guy. And we don't need this right now anymore. So I'm going to destroy it just for the time being, and we'll move it to a new room. We'll have an actual applied energistics room here in the near future. But for now, I'm just going to put a lot of this stuff like so. There we go. That should do. Okay, so let me make those presses. Let me finish making this stuff, and then I'll be right back with you. All right, guys, I am back. So we're going to make an ME terminal, and then we're going to go ahead and turn that into a crafting terminal. And now I think we have almost everything. We still need to make the actual drives. Let's just do a search for 1K. Here we go. And those are going to require some logic presses, or I can use regular Certus crystals, which I do want to do. I don't want to use the regular, the little ones. Oh, hey, it would probably help if I had a little bit of redstone, eh? There we go. So let's just make 2 of those, just for the time being. And then the storage cells. I do have more quartz glass. I think I'm actually going to need to make... Oh, no, I do have enough to make 2. Okay, cool. So, we'll grab our drive, we'll grab our glass cables. I've already got my energy acceptor. And I think that's basically it. So now, we just need to test it out and make sure it works. So let's go, and this is only this location right here, by the way, guys. This is temporary only. So let's put these drives in. Let's put our energy acceptor here. Glass cable there, that lights this thing up. I'm going to put this here and put the... That was not where that's supposed to go. Try that again. Cable, terminal go there. There. Oh, that's the illuminated panel. I don't need the illuminated panel. I need the crafting terminal. There we go. Much better. This is only a temporary location. This is here. I can put things inside. Yes. Walk away. Come back. It's all there. And I can withdraw it all. And... Yep. It works. We have ourselves a basic ME system. We don't have room for it. But we have an ME system. And that makes me very happy. But guys, that is all that I have time for in this episode. In the future episodes, we'll find a better place for it. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.